Hello, my name is Alex Kennedy. I'm a co-owner and starting strength coach at Atlanta Barbell, and today I'm here to talk to you about proper knee alignment in the squat. One of the most common errors in the squat is what's called knee cave. I'm here with Ken Wells. Ken's going to get down into the bottom of the squat and show us what proper knee alignment looks like and what happens when knee cave occurs. Go ahead and squat down, Ken. In a proper squat, the stance width is about shoulder width apart, and the toes are pointed out about 30 degrees. Proper knee alignment is where the knee is parallel with the toe angle, just like Ken has now. Actually, there we go. The valgus knee position, otherwise known as knee cave, is what happens when the knees come inside of the toe. When this happens, you've introduced rotational force on a joint that doesn't rotate, which is not good for it, and you've also disinvolved the adductor muscles, the groin muscles, from contributing to the squat. This makes it a detrimental technique error in your squatting. Proper knee alignment again is the parallel angle of the knee and the toe. Stay back up. Okay guys, so now what we're going to do is we're going to have Ken show us the most common knee problem for beginners, and that is just not actually getting the knees ever set out. Initiating the knees in a valgus position. So Ken's going to show us a set, and we're going to look at the detriments of it and then how to fix it. Alright, again, he's got a shoulder width stance at the heel. The toes are pointed out 30 degrees, so that's a good stance to start with. In the squat, when your knees cave this much and never set out, the femurs get in the way of death. Go ahead again. It also does a really good job of pulling you forward. One more time. So now what I'm going to simply tell Ken is to start with his knees out. Ken, you are now going to start with your knees out. And this allows depth to be much more accessible. It also keeps a lot of muscle mass in the movement. One more time. Nice. Good. Okay. Now we're going to show you one more sample set. And what's going to happen on this one is Ken is going to set his knees out like he should at the beginning. The most susceptible part in the squat, though, for knee cave to occur is off the stretch reflex, the transition from going down to up. That's when the adductor, the groin muscles, tugs inward on the knee the hardest. So, Ken, let's see a set where you set the knees out right and they cave at the bottom. Set out, and then they come in off the balance. And this screws up a lot of the movement. It again can block depth, it can get you forward, and it can just kill the upward ascent. Now what I'm going to tell Ken to do is I'm going to tell him to keep his knees steady or still off the bounce, because I don't want him to actively shove them out harder, because we don't want the knees to go outside of the toes. We need them to just stay still. Keep your knees still. Nice. Good. One more. Good. Rapid. So that is why you want to keep your knees out. And these are ways, methods that you can go about to help correct a very basic fundamental problem in the squat. Okay guys, let's say you've applied the two corrections we talked about in our previous examples. You have attempted to start with your knees out as well as keep them still or steady at the bottom, and you're still having knee cave. You're still getting the valgus knee position in your squats. One thing that might be causing that is your stance width. It can be too wide or too narrow. Your toes can also be too out or too in. What we're going to look at are a couple examples of too wide of a stance, too narrow of a stance, and the problems they cause in regards to knee cave. So Ken, go ahead and step on the bar. And Ken's going to take too wide of a stance on his first example. And in this stance, it is infeasible that you can actually get your knees out in line with your toes. The stance is simply too wide. The hips won't abduct out that far. Give it a shot. Not happy, okay? Now what I'm going to have Ken do is take a stance that's too narrow. Go ahead and do that. In a too narrow of a stance, you will run into the same problem as you do with general knee cave, in that your femurs, your thighs, get in your way as you go down into a squat and block you from hitting depth. Let's watch Ken try. Nope. So now what I'm going to have Ken do is take the general recommended stance. The general recommended stance is a shoulder width from the heel with the toes pointed out about 30 degrees. Now, this is not everybody's stance, but it's the best place to start and troubleshoot from. Okay? Ken, go ahead. And we can see that the knees are lining up nicely with the toe angle, and Ken was able to hit depth with no issue. You go ahead and rack it. There is individual variance that comes with stances. Some people need more of an outward toe angle or inward toe angle, a wider stance or narrower stance. This is something that you'll have to experiment with, or if you want to fast track it, hire a coach. I hope this video helps you. If you guys have any questions, please post in the comment section below. And if there's anything else you'd like to see, please let us know.